of the newer constructions that they've been working on for the past year or so. HUD homes for sale. It's not so bad. It's reasonable. Trying to do things one-handed with kind of blurred vision is a challenge, but after everything right now, just things need to level off a little bit. Little by little they are. Hopefully by next week things are a little bit more calm and sane, so I can focus on stuff. So a little bit more on an even keel I would say so. Alright folks, that's about it. I'm gonna go in and go get my water jugs and go get my ice and see what kind of looks palatable. Weird. My appetite's weird. Alright my friends, you folks take care of yourselves, take care of each other, but always take care of yourselves first. Love one another, trust one another, be kind to each other, help one another. Don't take today for granted or any other day thereafter. Live for the moment. Pull down your pants and slide on that ice. I love truckers. This is just art, right? If you like this video, hit the thumbs up. If you like what I'm doing, we're doing, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell notification button. Tell your friends and family about me, about us, what's going on, and it's kind of an okay, you know, it's actually a lot better than it has been in the past. Well, you know, though it seems like it, still not at the point where I'm willing to let go of that cliff. I don't know exactly about how many fingers I am holding on to, or if I'm holding on. I know I'm holding on. I'm holding on. I just try to pull myself up. I don't know how long I'm going to get to the back on top, but it's just another new climb. Alright folks, I love you all and I will post when I can. Bye-bye. Hey folks, how you doing? Welcome back. It's Charlie. It is Wednesday morning. Wednesday morning still. July 14, 2021. It's about 11:35 in the morning. Not kind of sure if I'm liking getting up out of the house. It's kind of late. So, oh my gosh, this is, well, so much is like so unlike me now. Well, I have a doctor's appointment coming up early next week. It's midweek this week, and things are going, but I still haven't got my blood thinners, and that is being hung up on still the insurance part. I believe the doctor's already given the okay and everything. Yeah, I just oh boy, I just go back to how the first time I was put on Xarelto, the doctors were so adamant, you know, and I was still in OICU, observation intensive care, because they were really concerned that I was going to have a stroke and, you know, one of the blood clots in my lungs mainly, because I had a couple in both lungs, I believe, and a DVT in my legs. See, and this kind of explains also the reason, if you remember in the past, when I was still working, how even walking, holy cow, wow, look at my hair. It's really gotten white. I can see it because of this wall. My head disappeared. Holy crap. And I see it more with the polarized lenses. But, you know, I would explain and exclaim how it was just a chore to go across the sales floor, you know, even just to go back to backstock product or to go get up another U-boat and stuff. I was really short of breath. So to me, it's still amazing. No, I don't think that this is the primary cause was the vaccination, though everything was just the timing and everything was just leading and pinpointing to that, you know. Nothing was really explained, honestly, other than my diagnosis and what I have to do and all this, which goes back to this time. You know, they were explaining, and the doctors I know, they were coming back. Well, Charlie, you know, the Coumadin is not working, and the warfarin, you know, is not doing anything, and we wanted to wait until, you know, we could say something, but, you know, we tried you with the new drug on the Xarelto, and it did, you know, within, I mean, they took my blood early that morning, and then within, I'd say by lunchtime, before even getting my, I remember, before getting my lunch, I believe. So it was another one of these moments, just like when I was being released here. This last time, it was, I was released before lunch or whatever, and in the process of getting the papers released, given to me and signed, and waiting for a free orderly to come up with the wheelchair to take me out to the front, I had my lunch, and that was almost the same thing that happened this last time. But yeah, they said, you know, the insurance didn't want to pay because it was an expensive drug and all this. But we kept telling them, you know, the cost is going to outweigh and so be so much more better and beneficial to them overall, because this is a mess part. You know, most of the thing is that at least these physicians, I know that first time they were really concerned, because I had no case of nothing to indicate why I should be getting pulmonary embolisms and deep vein thrombosis within me, other than just poor health because I was homeless. Well, why did you get it the first time? This time around. Well, because I go, I don't know, other than maybe because I was homeless and had poor health, you know. I mean, that's just, what's your encounters with the homeless population here at Huntington Emergency? And they wanted to fight me, and for some reason or another, I was getting the impression that they wanted to put the blame on me. And a few times, they actually said, well, you don't drink. No, I don't drink. So, yeah, I know that anyone that drinks alcohol can attribute to the cholesterol and the anemia and added stress, and there goes all that, yeah. So, but no. So, I guess basically, just, I guess in a brief synopsis, the only thing that still walking away right now, this Wednesday morning, thinking that, you know, so this, the retinal occlusion is to having that. You know, it's just, well, how did you get that? Well, I was homeless during that process, and I was diagnosed, and you know, I called emergency on myself because I couldn't walk more than 5 feet. I thought I was going to pass out or something, and yeah, so. But that's where it stands right now. Waiting on the insurance. I just just don't put too much trust in insurance right now, and everything that's going on here in California and the politics with everybody. See, I knew this was going to happen, and people, oh yeah, well, you know, free insurance for everyone, and education, and okay, if it comes down to free higher education and free medical, I would first of all question the quality of those services and expectations. And being a child raised on that system, I know how they keep the families separated, and I remember just being as a kid going to the Los Angeles office and saying, "Oh, don't worry, Mrs." And this is, you know, this is coming from a 4 and 5 year old memory, okay? And I remember the ladies, you know, and telling, "Don't worry about it. Just keep doing what you're doing. You know, come in when we ask you to, when you get the mail." And that was, everything was still snail mail, so food stamps were still, get your check, and then you had to go to the check cashing or the redemption center and go get your booklet of stamps. Same thing with the stickers, until they started sending the stickers directly to the home, and Medi-Cal, Medicaid, Medi-Cal stickers, Medicaid stickers, the whole gambit. I've been through. There were the monthly cheese donations at either Inglewood or Hawthorne Community Center, or going all the way to Lenox Community Center and getting the butter and the cheese, which actually I kind of miss those days, because back then that was real government cheese. That was real butter. So, you know, it was that time of the month, even if you didn't go with mom and dad, because you had a killer dinner featuring real butter, real cheese, real dairy. So. But, you know, I guess the whole thing about all this right now, and I'm this was gonna eventually happen. Okay, I've come to that conclusion, giving everything whatever. Had I not gotten the vaccination, although I wouldn't be surprised if maybe that had some contributing factors, now that after hearing that thing is really, the other one, the Johnson & Johnson or whatever, is really causing problems, and some sort of disease that it's a Graves' disease, I think. It helps trigger Graves' disease or something. I don't know. Anywho, whether or not that even was, I guess that in the old age, this strikes a lot, from what I understand, though you don't really hear it. You hear more of macular degeneration, but I guess my age group is that. It's kind of like a silent type of a disease, unnoticed per se, to make a pun out of it. But it's not really spoken of that much. But yeah, I'm finding more and more things and stuff like that. Then there's another one that says 13 possibilities for getting this, 5 and 7, whatever, anything and everything now. So for us in the 80s, it's like, oh, no more sex kills you now. Yeah, well, so does saccharin and caffeine and aspirin and Tylenol and alcohol. So now, coming from that, after that, anything kills you. The air kills you. What were they trying to say last month? Our own environment is bad for your complexion. Really caring about your looks more than your health. But all that was going to happen, I know that. But it seemed that I was being, unbeknown to me, being taken care of. And this is where I always try to go back into grace. The thing was for me to get up out of and prevented me from, I would think, again, getting with my ex and my daughter. And like I say, I take it, burdening her and my daughter with my financial and health problems. You know, she's already experienced a big side of my health problems. And I, in turn, have experience her health issues. That is no problem. But for something like this, especially, just would have probably been at the same time. Well, definitely, obviously, at the same time of just arriving into Las Vegas and then maybe starting to work for a couple of days or a week, and then I can't, and then we just did all this expensive. Yeah, that would be for your significant other, if your partner, wife, or spouse, or whatever. That would be a lot, you know. So I'm grateful for that. At the risk of not being together with my daughter, yes, I am still grateful for it, because that would have been undue stress. And like I said, that would have caused more problems, and we would have probably gone back to arguing all the time about finances, and probably being in Vegas, we would have just resorted to drinking, and God knows what would have happened. So for me, I look for a blessing in everything, and go into the grace and the blessing of that. For me, I looked at, I got housed, I got employed, I was guided staunchly, quietly to stay with this job, even though maybe things were uncertain. Well, before we were shutting down, the economy was kind of and then while we shut down, I was still looking for something better because employment was uncertain. I stayed with it. I didn't go anywhere else. I survived all this. We all survived all this. You survived all this. I gained the big bonus of being reunited with my daughter. Getting to know and speak and communicate with my ex. That actually was, that's another one. That's one thing that most people wouldn't realize, but to me that was a blessing. That was a big, because even though we're not where we should be, or hope I would be hoping, or maybe she would, at least we do have maybe an understanding of each other a little bit more, and she can now keep an eye on me. She knows how to communicate with me. She knows how to, she's got my address, she's got my number, she's got my email. I'm not gonna evade or get away from that. I'm still, I mean, when I was in the hospital, I texted her, you know, on her phone, on Messenger. I just basically said, I'm in the emergency room, I'm losing my sight, and I just want to let you know for you and Carmen's sake. Mainly for Carmen's sake. Okay. So, I mean, yeah. But now, you know, especially after all this, and I'm 55, I guess things were inevitable health-wise. I don't know. It seems like it. From most friends and acquaintances and people that I know, pretty much 50-ish. I wasn't expecting. I just woke up and I just couldn't, my back, or, I guess I'm one of those damn statistics, or I don't know, stupid stories. But being in touch with my employer, being in touch with the HR, realizing the disability, the advantages, the plus C in actually being in California. I guess I get part of, and I forgot about this, and I remembered that a while back ago was made available to both sexes, both entities, whether you are the deliverer or the side expectant. I don't know how they classify it. The birthing participants. But yeah, so I guess I also get family leave and stuff like that. So things are being, because honestly, if this would have happened while I would have been just homeless, straight, or at least being in this housing situation while being on county services, like the majority of going from homelessness to being housed to just staying on county services versus being actually productive post housing or during housing, making an effort. There's not really too many people in that sector or stories that you hear of housing that they focus on. They focus mainly on, you know, the ones that are, oh, they're just mentally ill and they have no, they need to be relying on us and whatever. But that's the commonality, and that's what you and I are exposed to, and that's what the commonality of people is when they think and they see homelessness. You don't hear about the smaller percentage, not as great, but it's proud, small percentage of people that actually, while they were homeless, were working. While they were in the process of getting housed, they were working. And post getting housed, they work. Some fail, some get back up on the horse, and some end up like me now. But I'm not fully going to be on county services. I have employment and things that I worked for these past few years and help contribute to my benefit, me paying into my retirement. Unlike some people that I may be under the same address as, doesn't seem like to have worked a lick in their life, at least legally, under your social number, at least a legal social number. But anyway, things are slowly progressing, slowly, but they're there. Finances are tight. They will be coming. That's fine. Food, the appetite with this situation is so it's kind of being controlled. And my travel right now, I promise I do want to get back into making constant videos and stuff. I need to get a good day where I can get out. I do have a couple of days that I want to see about doing something and filling in. Someone kind of emailed and said, Charlie, don't worry about making stuff. No, it's not, I'm not like other YouTube creators. Remember, you're on my journey. This, what you watch, the channel and everything, you're on my life journey. I'm not creating this content for you folks. I appreciate the sincerity and the concern. But remember, this is my life. This is unnarrated, unscripted. When I can, I do, and that's usually been on the last. Now it's a little bit less and in between, but you know, those of you have been really supportive and fantastic. After